Yeah, well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. It was released, PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the
WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman recently confirmed that Mario Barrios will face boxing legend Manny Pacquiao in a highly anticipated bout this July. The announcement marks Pacquiao's shocking return from retirement, a move that has stirred both excitement and controversy throughout the boxing world. According to Sulaiman, Pacquiao has been fully medically cleared and licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and the WBC is officially backing the fight. Calling it a bold move, Sulaiman acknowledged that while some fans are thrilled, others remain skeptical about the 45-year-old's return.
So it's true, Barrios and Pacquiao fighting in July. I told y'all, man, that was the rumor, but Suleiman confirmed it. Pacquiao wants to retire the WBC champion. I'm rooting for Barrios, though.
Turn to elite competition. Adding to the buzz, UFC legend Daniel Cormier weighed in, offering his take on the matchup. Cormier emphasized that this isn't the previously rumored fight and expressed strong support for Barrios, challenging the widespread assumption that Pacquiao's return guarantees victory. His backing of the underdog has intensified the growing debate, framing this contest as more than just a fight. It's a collision of legacies, opinions, and expectations. As the conversation continues to heat up, prominent promoter Eddie Hearn shared his insights, adding further layers to the unfolding drama. Hearn acknowledged Pacquiao's incredible legacy and suggested that despite his age, the former 8-division world champion could still be competitive against fighters ranked in the top 20. However, Hearn was quick to point out that Pacquiao is no longer the fighter he once was. His comments sparked controversy as he questioned whether a fighter of Pacquiao's age and recent inactivity should be returning to pursue world title contention. Hearn also discussed the commercial side of Pacquiao's comeback.
My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, you know, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that
comeback. From a business standpoint, he admitted the hype around Pacquiao's return makes financial sense. The media buzz and potential revenue from such a high-profile bout are undeniable. Yet, he warned fans not to let the commercial excitement overshadow the very real concerns surrounding Pacquiao's current abilities. The gap between the financial allure and in-ring performance is, according to Hearn, a serious matter that cannot be ignored. Turning to the fight itself, Hearn didn't hold back when evaluating Pacquiao's opponent. He acknowledged that Mario Barrios is a solid fighter, but cautioned that Barrios is still not on the same level as elite welterweights like Jermell Charlo, Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a
or Terence Crawford. However, he did concede that Barrios represents a step up from some of the opponents being considered for other comebacks, particularly Conor Benn, whose best wins came against lesser competition. In Hearn's eyes, Pacquiao may be out of his prime, but Barrios is still a worthy and dangerous challenger with the potential to test the Filipino icon. Former world champion and respected analyst Tim Bradley also weighed in on the debate, pointing out that money likely plays a big role in Pacquiao's decision to the ring.
Well, obviously, you know, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One, two, I think Manny Pacquiao I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a fighter, a younger fighter.
Return. He recognized the financial lure of such a massive event, but raised concerns about whether the aging legend can truly compete at the highest level after years of inactivity. Bradley didn't hold back in his assessment of Pacquiao's last performance against Yordenis Ugas, where he was outclassed by a younger, hungrier fighter. That fight, Bradley noted, exposed Pacquiao's decline and left many wondering if this return is truly the right move. Despite his doubts, Bradley offered high praise for Mario Barrios, warning
Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to
not to overlook the young contender. He described Barrios as a skilled, dangerous fighter with notable advantages in size, reach, and power. Bradley emphasized that Barrios has the tools to control distance and land clean, effective punches, traits that make him a serious threat in the stacked welterweight division. His analysis adds depth to the matchup, shifting focus away from just Pacquiao's comeback and toward the legitimate challenge posed by Barrios.
After this long, and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into.
As July approaches, the boxing world remains divided. While some celebrate the return of a living legend, others question the wisdom of such a move. With figures like Sulaiman, Cormier, Hearn, and Bradley offering differing takes, this fight is shaping up to be not just a sporting event, but a legacy-defining moment, and possibly the final chapter in Manny Pacquiao's storied career. Tim Bradley has raised serious concerns about Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring, especially after such a length.
But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So
the hiatus. He warned of the dangers involved in facing a young, hungry opponent like Mario Barrios without having had a tune-up fight. Bradley believes that if Pacquiao isn't careful, this fight could be the one that permanently sends him back into retirement. He even suggested that Pacquiao might need a few tough losses before he accepts that his time has passed. A risky path for a legendary fighter. Despite his skepticism, Bradley acknowledged that Pacquiao still possesses a weapon that could shift the tide, his left hand. If that power remains intact, and Pacquiao is able to land cleanly, Bradley believes it could hurt Barrios.
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios' ass. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might fuck around and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but, you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him.
And potentially change the momentum of the fight. However, he emphasized that doing so won't be easy. Age, inactivity, and ring rust are all working against Pacquiao. Landing a big shot against a younger, more active opponent like Barrios will require perfect timing, and that's a gamble Pacquiao seems willing to take. Adding to the ongoing debate, analysts like Ed Tolentino and Greg Hackett also weighed in. Tolentino was blunt in his assessment, suggesting that Pacquiao
for Barrios than Pacquiao.
It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like this. And that's
should have taken a tune-up fight before challenging someone like Barrios. He pointed to Pacquiao's underwhelming exhibition performance as a sign of rust and questioned whether the comeback is being driven by financial motivations. Describing it as Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, Tolentino remarked that in his prime, Pacquiao would have easily defeated someone like Barrios. But now, with the momentum and hunger clearly on Barrios' side, the tables have turned. Tolentino doesn't foresee a knockout, but he believes Barrios could outwork.
Yeah, but he want to steal as much as he can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money and you want to do great things, but not so great where I get in there with a guy that'll kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? So all right, fuck it, I'll fuck with Pacquiao. He damn near 50 years old. I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So these dudes different anyway. They different. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't entertain Pacquiao. I'd be on that hunt for the rest of them straps. I mean, but I'm not him, he not me, so I can't.
Pacquiao over the course of the fight. With his jab and technique, Barrios has the tools to dominate on the scorecards, especially if Pacquiao fails to keep up with the pace. He also noted that the stakes are higher for Barrios, as a win over Pacquiao would significantly elevate his standing in the welterweight division. For Pacquiao, on the other hand, the reward is more personal than professional, about legacy, pride, and proving he still belongs. Greg Hackett echoed many of these sentiments. He suggested that if Barrios were his fighter, he'd jump at the opportunity to put Pacquiao on his resume. A win over a legend would be career-defining. Hackett also explored why Pacquiao might be returning, pointing out the harsh realities many.
That's good. I mean, it's a good fight for Mario Barrios, you know. Big payday, big fight, but can he win?
Fighters face. As their careers wind down, many look to maximize their earnings before it's too late. While Pacquiao may still be a force in the ring, Hackett noted, he's now in an age range where younger, faster fighters can take advantage more easily. From Hackett's perspective, the fight means more to Barrios. For the younger fighter, it's a shot at making a name for himself against one of boxing's most iconic figures. Pacquiao, on the other hand, doesn't need this fight in terms of legacy, but he seems determined.
Toughness.
Manny Pacquiao fight again. July. Mario Barrios?
Yeah.
Really? That's new to me.
Who wins?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know, because Manny's already his age. Is the age. Mario Barrios is not like one of the greatest. He has a lot of heart. Younger. I mean, he's taking some beatings, but I think it's
to show the world he still has what it takes. Amid all the commentary, Mario Barrios himself has remained focused and respectful. He called the opportunity to face Pacquiao a dream come true and appears fully motivated to rise to the occasion. For him, this is more than just another fight. It's a defining moment. With experts split on the outcome, the July matchup is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing comebacks in boxing history. Trainer Robert Garcia has made it clear, this is a pivotal night for Mario Barrios. Stepping into the ring with a living legend like Manny Pacquiao is not just another fight, it's a career-defining opportunity. Garcia emphasized the magnitude of this moment for Barrios, suggesting that a strong performance, let alone a win, could be a game-changer for the young contender. While he respects Pacquiao's legacy and continued danger in the ring, Garcia believes this is Barrios' chance to step into the spotlight and prove that he belongs among boxing's elite. Joel Diaz, who has faced Pacquiao in the ring as a trainer, also shared his perspective.
But wait. Why?
Pacquiao's 46 already, man. You gotta know that.
Okay, he picks Pacquiao?
I like Pacquiao also.
He picked Pacquiao?
I don't feel old.
He picked Pacquiao.
Perspective on the matchup. He acknowledged that although Pacquiao is undeniably older, he still brings invaluable experience and ring IQ that few fighters possess. According to Diaz, that veteran savvy can still present problems for any opponent. However, he expressed doubts about whether Barrios has the kind of explosive power or physical strength necessary to dominate Pacquiao, even at this later stage in his career. To Diaz, this is a fairly even fight, where both men have clear paths to victory, but the pressure is firmly on Barrios. This is his moment to seize. Meanwhile, boxing analyst Ed Tolentino provided one of the harshest assessments of Pacquiao's readiness. He cited the long 3-year layoff and Pacquiao's underwhelming performance in a recent exhibition match as serious red flags. Tolentino pointed to Pacquiao's slowed reflexes, diminished punching authority, and noticeable instability in his footwork during that bout, arguing that if the exhibition had been officially scored, Pacquiao might have lost. Tolentino warned that if that same version of Pacquiao shows up against Barrios, the outcome could be disastrous. He questioned whether the legend still has what it takes to compete at the sport's highest level, especially against a sharp, hungry opponent like Barrios. Robert Garcia didn't sugarcoat the reality of aging in boxing. While praising Pacquiao's ring generalship and historic accomplishments, Garcia emphasized that time is the undefeated opponent in this sport. The physical demands of elite boxing become exponentially more punishing with age, and against someone younger, fresher, and eager to make a statement like Barrios, that reality becomes even starker. Garcia admitted that Pacquiao may still have the skills, but the bigger question is whether his body can keep up with the challenge ahead. Garcia's father, the legendary trainer Eduardo Big G Garcia, added a powerful perspective of his own. He praised Pacquiao's willingness to take risks throughout his career, noting that no fighter, not even Floyd Mayweather, matched Pacquiao's daring across so many weight divisions. Big G highlighted how Pacquiao built his legacy by facing top opponents, often moving up in weight and embracing danger where others sought safety. He believes this risk-taking spirit is what defines Pacquiao's greatness, more than his undefeated record or accolades. Now, with Pacquiao returning to the ring once again, the boxing world finds itself at a crossroads. Is this a final glorious chapter in a legendary career, or the beginning of a painful end? Barrios stands at the doorstep of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A win over Pacquiao would not only elevate his career, but could catapult him into superstardom, instantly legitimizing his place in the crowded welterweight division. While many argue that Pacquiao is past his prime, his experience, southpaw stance, and unpredictable explosiveness still make him a formidable opponent. This bout is more than just a clash between youth and age. It's ambition versus legacy. Can Barrios take the torch and begin a new era, or will Pacquiao defy the odds once more and deliver one final masterclass? Whether this turns out to be Pacquiao's swan song or a stunning reminder of his greatness, one thing is clear. This is more than just a fight. It's a defining moment in boxing. Let us know what you think in the comments below.